Welcome back. We've been talking about the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner, a sudden loss. That's been devastating for his friends, his family, his mother, and people around the world. But is there a different way to process sudden grief versus a long goodbye? Our next guest says sudden deaths are unique in their intensity and shock. He's, by the way, the author of a bestseller after unexpectedly losing his own son at 21 years old to a drug overdose. David Kessler has made it his mission to help people process grief through his writing and even his postings on social media. Take a look.
People say grief comes in waves. What you don't know until you're in grief is that those waves come crashing in. Your tears are not weakness, they're evidence of love. You don't get over it, you learn to live with it. It's not about closure, it's about connection. You're not alone in this.
Please welcome the author of the bestseller, Finding Meaning, the Sixth Stage of Grief, David Kessler. David, thank you for joining us. I wanted to include this as part of the conversation because that devastating when, you turned on the phone and we all learned of this sudden death, this happy, beautiful 50-something-year-old man, his daughter impacted by this. You know firsthand that sudden loss. And you often say about sudden grief, when someone can be here for dinner and gone by breakfast. How does the body, the mind process the difference in sudden loss versus when you know someone's lived a long life, a good life, and it doesn't last forever?
Yeah, I think the first thing is to realize just what you said, they can't process it. Literally, their mind can't. So the shock is longer. It takes more time. They may be telling the story. It's so interesting seeing her that one of the things I always want people to know is our work is to meet our friends and family exactly where they are. To meet them where they are. Each grief is unique. And when you have that type of death, it's very different. That shock, wondering where they are, how to get through it, can be longer in some. Other people may find strength in knowing it was quick. It comes in all different ways.
For you, this understanding of grief, particularly sudden, start with your son, David Jr., who passed away of an overdose. You said, I thought I knew everything about grief until my 21-year-old son died.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it brought me to my knees. The pain was excruciating. I didn't think I'd get up. And I learned how intense it could be and that it is a time for us to be there for one another. And I always say the rule of threes. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. Just know we want to talk about it. We want to be remembered. We want people to remember our loved one and say their name.
You often say no feeling is final. What do you mean by that?
When people are in pain, especially early on in their grief, they feel like that pain of a child dying or your spouse dying, that loneliness is going to be for the next 50 years. No feelings final. Our feelings are going to change. And to not get into, I'm never going to get past this because we don't know what tomorrow is going to be like.
When you say, we don't know, it's like, I think people try to find a way to understand grief. There's not a person in here who won't experience loss.
Death rate's 100%, I say, unfortunately. 100%.
But yet we struggle to understand or process grief. Even when I was speaking with Pamela, she talked about friends coming over and she's like, this is how I choose to grieve. And she said to her friends, which is a very strong statement, you're better away.
And that's
hard
today.
For friends to hear. That's for today.
For today. And we don't know what it'll be like a year. I was the opposite. I went to pain first. I found meaning later. Some people go right there. I always say, if you've met one person in grief, you've met one person. Each of us do it differently. Each of us do it differently. And do you know why? We all had a different relationship with that person. Even if it was our parent, our siblings had a different mom, a different dad because we all have different
Did you
relationships.
experience that person different than your
Differently.
siblings?
And the love is different. And grief is the love.
Grief is the love. We'll be
Grief
right
is the
back.
love.
Grief is the love.
Join the Tam fam. We get glam, get grounded, and we love out loud, no apologies. The Tamron Hall Show. Watch weekdays